Everyone. To welcome everyone to Scribble time. Sorry, I needed to start with a little bit more enthusiasm there. Just needed to get my tea. And welcome. And today we have a different take on this Panda sketches. So today we're going to be drawing superheroes. So that's the theme for today. I've gotten a few submissions. So for those of you guys in the chat, I'll be watching. And if you guys are going to be submitting your chats, just give me some time because I have about 4 or 5 already set up. But in case you don't see the one that you like on there, feel free to comment in the chat. So let's get started. Okay, so here we are again. This is Photoshop, and today's we'll start out with. Let me just double check here. We will start out with, I believe, Black Panther and Batgirl. Or let's do Batgirl first, okay? So I'm gonna go with the. Let's go with the. So Batgirl Panda is usually has. I think we'll go with like the Babstar one. I think. And so there's a cow. Got the little pointy ears there. And this one will be leaping a little bit. So let's do a leaping panda. So for those of you who are following and drawing at home, you want to do is I like to think of when I'm drawing something falling that it's like a water drop, right? Like think of a water drop like this, where a lot of the air is the drop is falling through the air, and so a lot of the air in a way is blowing past the water. So that's why the tip is pointed like that when you see it drop, because it's trailing behind. But eventually what you'll see is, if you see slow motion video of a water drop, it'll start going like this, and as it speeds up, the tail starts to catch up, and so by the time it hits the water, it'll end up being a round sphere like this. For something small like that, but for something larger like a panda or a bigger object, you want to kind of make it feel like a teardrop in a way. Like there isn't a lot of stuff sticking out here, like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw Batgirl Panda like this, where maybe she is so her belly is going to be out like that. She's going to be leaping forward as if she's skydiving. So anyways, as I'm drawing this, feel free to retweet the link or share the link on Facebook or Twitter. Just have other this is a fun time for a lot of people, and so I've gotten some messages about people's work and just how much they enjoy this show. So let's continue sharing the love with other people. This is free, absolutely free. So there's no strings attached for parents. I mean, if you guys want to send money my way, you could do so. If you really want to, you can send it through the shop or whatnot. But this is all just through the just wanting to be able to at least, because I know what it's like to stay at home, because I work at home all the time. Not many people are used to staying at home all the time, so this is my way of making that time at home a lot more enjoyable. And really, it is what you make of it when you think about it. And I used to remember when I was in college, I went to school at a small town, and it was like 50,000 people, and I think when school was in session. But I had like the time of my life while I was there. And then when my friends started graduating and the less people that started to be there, I was like, well, maybe it's not so great. Because like in some ways your people are really what can make your time more enjoyable, more and that much more memorable. So I would say for those people that are around you, whether you're at with family or maybe you feel like you're stuck with family, just make the most of it, because this is a time where we can all really spend some quality time together and really are forced to it's going to be a special time, because we're probably not going to have this for a while. I mean, in some way, hopefully not, but I'm enjoying it as much as I can. So and I know there's people that we need to have in our thoughts and prayers, so let's be sure to watch out for each other, take care. If your neighbor, if you could do something nice for your neighbor, like mow the lawn or get some groceries or something like that, that's everybody's way of doing it. Okay, so I know, like the Babs Tarr one, she has like this belt that kind of goes around her leg, but I think our Panda is a little bit too chubby for that. So I'm gonna give some hair too, because I think that's one of the MOs for Batgirl, is having some hair. So I'm gonna add some hair like this. Let's make it feel a little bit like hair. I know when I grew up, I watched Batman the animated series. That was probably my favorite show growing up, among others like X-Men. Not much Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I watched a lot of Tiny Toons, Disney Afternoon, those kind of specials. And so let's add some hair there. But I know in the Batman animated series, like Barbara had this kind of the bobbed hair. Like there wasn't really any strands that were showing up because animation reasons. And so so here's our Batgirl. I think I might need to clear this out a little bit. So this is so I'm going to do another stream where I want to do these drawings in traditional markers and pencils. So I'm trying to figure out which day of the week is, because the idea so one of the cool things about this show is that you guys can have input into what you guys would like to see on the show. One of them would be, for example, like what I thought the theme idea would be a good one, because I know a lot of people would like to see other things drawn other than pandas. But this is the best of both worlds. I would say that. I just want to make sure my microphone is on, because I didn't see the light, but it was just being blocked by the filter. So we'll do that. That's Batgirl there. Let's give it a little bit of shine, because sometimes it can. Okay, Batgirl. Let's do Black Panther. Black Panther, it helps to. Okay, so I see a Dr. Fate and an Ant-Man Panda, and you got Time Wants Raven. Oh, Raven from Teen Titans, I'm guessing, from Hans. Okay, let's see. So Black Panther is a little bit tricky because I'm just gonna do a quick look here. Because Black Panther, what he has is what makes him recognizable is that so basically we'll just give him the panda eyes like that. And Black Panther, he has he kind of looks like a cat, so he has these little tiny ears like this. But he doesn't really have a mouth. He has these lines that come down on his face like so, and it kind of goes around his nose a little bit, so it acts like a little mask, which is kind of cool. And he has all these little lines that just follow the form of his face. So I would always recommend, if you're trying to draw Black Panther, just look at some reference photos, but then just you don't have to copy everything. Like I'm not copying him exactly, but the reason why he looks so iconic is because a lot of work and a lot of talented artists have worked on him to make sure that he looks iconic. So it's not by accident that he looks the way he does. And so one of the other things that distinguishes Black Panther is his necklace, which I believe is where his nano suit comes from, if I'm correct. But I don't think I think that's too many fronds. I think there's like one big one and then a bunch of smaller, evenly spaced ones out like that. Yeah. So otherwise, if I did it like that, he kind of looked like Kermit the Frog. And so I'm gonna have him. I'm gonna have him like showing his little claws because he has these little. I forgot what material it was. Vibranium. Yeah, that's right. Vibranium. Okay. So I actually, when I grew up, actually the big thing for me growing up wasn't wasn't Avengers. It was actually X-Men and Batman. And so it's really interesting to see how many kids now are so into Avengers when back then it wasn't really that big of a thing. If anything, I thought characters like Thor and Iron Man they were just okay to me. I don't think they haven't quite grasped as to how to make them look iconic, but all right. So here he has, and for the most part, the rest of him is black. Okay. Okay. So after this, I'm gonna go. Let's see. I have to look up Dr. Fate, but I'll hold off on that one because I know another person asked for Captain America in another chat here. So let me just quickly look this up. Yeah, Scarlet Witch, Spider-Man, and Captain America. Okay, because we also have Scarlet Witch, which is Wanda. I wasn't sure Disney had the rights to say Scarlet Witch. I think they have to call her Wanda, which is so funny. It's what movies, these big movie studios, that's what they have to deal with. Let's see. Let's just double check something here. I want to make sure that I'm going to get one of the Black Panther outfits right, but it's kind of hard to figure out which, because they changed them up during, for the movies, even for the original movie and also for the Infinity War movies. So I know he has these little things here, these little things right there. I'm not going to color him in all the way black because that's going to make him look a little bit... I mean, I can, but, I'll let you guys color. But I would suggest when you're coloring him is to try to maintain like when you shade, try shading evenly. And, you know what? Actually, maybe I'll just shade him. Okay. So I'll shade him like this, but you want to kind of, because his main color is black, you want to make sure that you want to try to get as uniform a shading as possible, because if you don't, it can really distract away from the actual form. So I'm going to put this on another layer, for example, and I'm just going to show you guys what that looks like. So I'm going to shade with a lighter gray here just to kind of show you what that looks like. So the thing is, when you're shading all in one color like this, it sometimes helps to not color in all the spaces. So in this case where I'm doing the necklace, it does. But for example here in the thumb, I'm going to stop all the way there. And take out the little claws, and here same deal. I'm gonna just I'm not gonna color all the way to the top, because in some ways it kind of acts like the light, and it kind of helps separate the hand from the rest of the body, so you can read that hand a little bit better. Okay, so and then going in here, I want to make sure that these lines are going to read okay, so I don't have to color them all the way, but I can add a little bit of light or add a little bit of white there, and just to separate it. And I don't have to color all the way to the top of the head, because I think that might make it look a little bit too make it too, what's the word? It makes it look a little bit less consistent with what's happening with the gloves. So anyways, okay, so we can do that. I know this is a little bit difficult for those of you at home, but I just want to just demonstrate what it's like to shade it a character who's pretty much all one color. So basically, sometimes if you design your characters all in one color, it kind of looks a little bit boring. But if you add little details in there that kind of break it up, it adds what we call texture, and it makes it look a little bit more interesting. I guess I could add some muscles here. Like that. I mean, it's a panda though. There's not really much for abs, but I'm just gonna do that for now. Okay, so that's our Black Panther, and then we're gonna go to Captain America, I believe is the next one. Yeah, Sorry, let's do Captain America. I can't talk today. And so we have let's do Cap here. So Captain America, he's kind of has like a Batman sort of cowl without the pointy ears. So we're gonna do we're gonna have him throwing the shield, right? So we can go like this, where we can go or maybe we can give him some regular eyes this time, because the eyes appear inside of the cowl. So we go like this. He's a panda, so we go like, oh, that's right. So he does have his nose showing. So let's see if we can get the nose to appear like that. Okay. That kind of feels a little bit like Captain America, but it might actually help to clean it up a little bit. Let's go like that. Okay. Okay, so I think he has like also an Avenger patch right here, like that. And it does help to use a photo reference. So I'm looking at a pose of him, but this is the way that I would draw him. So even though I'm using some reference, I'm able to do it in my own certain way that makes it feel unique. Okay, let's go like that. And then he has his red stripes there. Let's shade one of these like this to give it that iconic look. And then he has and then we'll throw his shield like that. the star is inside blue, I think. So we can just maybe make that star a little bit smaller. Okay. Okay, so after this I'll get to Wanda, and then I'll get to let's see. Well, let me do Dr. Fate first, since because this suggestion came with 3 suggestions. So okay, so we'll do that. Add the boots. All right, so yeah, so this is starting to look like Cap. Although he looks a little bit tall, so I'm gonna squish him down just a little bit. Sorry about that. Again, this is the magic of digital, where you can cheat, but you can do the same with pencil and paper. It's just, you know, I would recommend when you're following this to try to actually, I think I need to push this leg a little further, because you want this to kind of have him feel really dynamic like that. There we go. And then not because I'm trying to get out of the bottom of the page, but it helps to make it feel a little bit more like a bow and arrow. So this is, if you imagine the bow on this side, then it feels a little bit more like he's really throwing it with a lot of force. I like to make sounds. Okay, now let's go to the next one. Let's do some, here, I'll leave Cap down here. Let's move him up a little bit so I can give some little bit of breathing room here. And I think he also has a belt too. I think he has a belt for stuff that I'm not sure what he carries it for. It's not like Batman where he has a utility belt with all these gadgets and stuff. But okay, let's do Dr. Fate. Dr. Fate, if I remember. Hopefully they're a kid-friendly character. Oh, Dr. Fate. Okay, I've seen this guy before. I don't know too much about him, but I'm gonna do something that's a little bit. I mean, he looks pretty cool, so. And then I think he has a little fin or something like that. Like it's like this. Okay. He's got to have the panda ears, of course. It's going to cover his whole face, his whole panda face. He's always, I think in a lot of these photos, he's always sticking his hand out. He's like, I'm gonna touch a button. Well, he probably shouldn't be doing too much touching right now, because he should be washing his hands pretty frequently. Okay, so we're gonna do a cape. I think some of them have like a cowl, if I remember right. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with this character, so I don't know if it's actually yeah, let's change this arm. Make it feel more floaty. More heroic. And then there's a belt. Or something. Guessing based upon the looks here that it's of Egyptian origin, perhaps. Could be wrong. Don't quote me. Just drawing these for free. I'm just drawing these for fun. Okay, and there he also has a big cape, so looks like there's some sand or wind power or something like that. Then when you do a cape, the cape is going to be like, this is kind of my go-to for capes. Okay, so there's Dr. Fate there. Okay. All right. Dr. Fate, do Ant-Man. Give me the bacon. All right. Let's do Ant-Man. I had to double check to see what which outfit. So Ant-Man will be down here. Let's do now we could do big Ant-Man or maybe little Ant-Man. Let's do big Ant-Man actually. Let's put Dr. Fate down here. Let's put Cap down here. Let's put Ant-Man all the way up here, okay? And Ant-Man has that kind of that tube thing that it's in front of his mouth. Sort of makes him look like a pig, but kind of doesn't. I was always really surprised that they were able to get that character made it into a Marvel movie, just because of it just seems like it's not the it wouldn't be the first type of character I thought I would think of if I were to cast a movie, if I were to put a bunch of millions of dollars into it. But I'm glad they did, because it's, you know, it's an interesting character. So I have to make sure so there's the tricky thing with Ant-Man sometimes when I'm drawing him is that he looks like a pig, based upon his little snout here thing. So I'm gonna try to. I think the thing is, sorry, let's not make him look like a pig. Let's make him look like Ant-Man. Okay. So Ant-Man has usually these little fins on the top that kind of give him that look, and then sometimes he'll have, you know, these lines come down that show his helmet. And let's see here, what can we do to make him look more? Because the usual that mouthpiece is usually at the bottom here. So let's go like that. It does have these slits that do make him look like a pig, but we're gonna try to circumvent that. Try to make. So I'm gonna add these like lines to kind of show the edge of the helmet as it's going down, like it's curving down like that, and then let's see here. Because it's almost like an aardvark, that shape that he has. So we're gonna and I think he also has these like kind of wheels on his side, kind of like some video game characters I've grown up with. And then yeah, so this one's pretty tricky to mess. I think there's also these little yeah, there we go. So it's supposed to feel like that, I think. Yeah. So and then there's these hoses that kind of connect to the sides, So we'll draw those. But they're going to be a little bit different because this is a panda shape, and so the proportions are going to be distorted just a little bit slightly. So, but hopefully, if I'd done my job right, I would have been able to make it feel like not like a pig. I mean, it kind of looks like a pig, I guess. Yeah, let's change these here to bring them more towards the middle like this. Okay. And then I'm going to turn off Dr. Fate here, and I'm going to turn off Captain America, and I'm going to have him play with an airplane. Say hello, airplane. Okay. The airplanes. Always gotta remember that airplane bodies are different. They taper upward like that because, you know, when they take off from the airplane or from the runway, that they are not dragging on their bottoms. Okay, so we'll do that. Just add some little graphics here, there. Okay, still with the sound effects. And Ant-Man kind of has this body like this. Okay, I'm gonna get to Wanda after this, so and then he has his little belt where he puts his pin particles to help him grow and shrink. Let's tweak this a little bit because I think his proportions are getting a little bit out of whack here, but it's like boom. Yeah, let's move his belly over here. Okay. I think we can also add little details, little switches, little rectangles, that sort of thing. Okay, and let me just check here. Aang from Avatar. I just saw that. Perhaps to see if I have time to get through this, because I still have Spider-Man and Wanda to go through. I think I can squeeze in because he's a superhero, in a different type of superhero, or maybe actually. What I could do is maybe I can do a Last Airbender theme. How about that? Maybe that could be one. Okay. And then we'll put his thumb down here because he needs to show that. I think what might help is if I make this similar to spending a lot of time with this Ant-Man, because I really wanted to get him right. I think this might help too, is if I add this little shadow and kind of make it feel like a more of a mask, like that. There we go. I think I like that a little bit more than the pig face that we have currently. Alright, so there's Ant-Man. Ant Panda. Let's move on to, let's see how we're doing on time right now. Thanks again for hanging out, by the way. We are on about 40 minutes, so I got enough time to do let's do Scarlet Witch. Now I think I'm gonna do the classic. I'm gonna do the classic one, the one that's seen in comic books versus the one that we see a lot of, or that we see in the movies, because I think it's a little bit more made for cartoons than, say, because Wanda in the comic, in the movies, kind of looks it's just, she's just wearing regular clothes that are just red. So I think this might be the one that, judging by the person who asked it, who I know, she's probably more familiar with the classic comic versions. So okay, so then we have that. She has even longer gloves. She's also doing the open hand thing, but maybe I just give her some different types of energy. I actually don't know what her actual defined powers are. I think part of it's like telekinesis. She can move stuff with her mind, but then, because like in the original comic, her power was to alter probability so that certain things have a greater outcome than the other, which is, I don't know, it's interesting how this character has lasted through the ages. So she has a cape too. She's also kind of floating as well. And she wears this one piece outfit like this. That's just all red, kind of like a Wonder Woman-ish one piece. Then she has a little cape like that. I think her arm's a little bit short, actually. Let me just change that a little bit. Okay, so there's our Scarlet Witch there. And let's darken this up to kind of match the rest of her outfit. Alright, there we go. And then we got Spider-Man. Let's see here. And let's have Spider-Man be a little bit more of a raw wall crawler. Where he's like, hey guys, let's see. Let's see here. Let's have him be a little bit more playful. Be like, I'm gonna move Scarlet Witch just slightly down. Let's move him over here so that you guys can still Now, Spidey's costume has changed also a lot too, so I have to kind of just double check to see which is what is a good amalgamation of a good combination of all the Spider-Man suits. He has this pattern here. And it's kind of like he has these boots or his shoes. And I think the thing that I loved drawing Spider-Man as a kid was just the way that you were able to draw all the little spider webs in his pattern in his spider suit. So let's go like this. Not this. Well, this is the logo, right? This is where you draw the lines and you connect all of them, and it's like it makes you feel like you're a real comic book artist when you start doing this section. It's like, oh yes, I'm a pro now, or my stuff is looking really good because I added all this detail. Yeah. So this is what, if you want to impress your friends. Yeah, I'm gonna rotate the canvas just a little bit just to see what that looks like. Yeah. So you can flip your paper and see. You don't have to draw it like that way. I was just doing it just to keep the camera steady like that. But you can always feel free to rotate your paper. Okay, like that. And then there's also some spider web patterns here. I don't know, I just thought like the spider web was a really creative design decision. you know, then you can color in the rest if you like. You can also give him spider boots too. Spider boots, spider boots, spider boots. This. Okay. I'm gonna color it this way. So if you're at home, you can color it any way you want it to. I'm just gonna color him like this. And his glove looks a little bit, his palms kind of a little bit big compared to his palm, so I'm just gonna go like that. And then color in this part here to make it feel more like Spider Panda. Spider Panda, Spider Panda. Does whatever a Spider Panda does. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out. Here comes the Spider Panda. Not as cool as Spider Pig though, and I'm not talking about the about Spider Ham. Although Spider Ham is pretty cool. Okay, and I'm gonna turn off Wanda here for a second, so just to give you some more context with this. The reason why I have him sideways is because I want to make it feel like a New York style, or he's on the side of a building. So we want to draw our little brick patterns here. Just alternate the lines to make it feel like brick. I'm not being very exact here, but you know, you don't have to be. So long as you're being consistent with it, you can actually make it feel like a real building. You know, you don't have to be exactly straight. Sometimes you can just choose to, you know, just include as much detail as you can, so long as you're just consistent with it. So here's, for example, if it's looking a little bit distracting, then sure, you can go in and change it, but I won't worry too much about it, because really that looseness kind of adds a little bit to the you know, I'm going to add a cloud here. Be like, hey, you know, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, okay? All right. Yeah, Spider Pig from The Simpsons. Okay. Well, I think that should be about it for, well, I got a few more minutes, but in case someone wants to throw in the last, oh, Raven, right, gotta do Raven. Let's see. So let's see, yeah, so one of the things, yeah, so I'm doing a 1,000 follower giveaway on Facebook, so I'm going to announce the winner. I think the winner, I believe, is when I set it out, is an Aaron Smith. So I am now legally bound to give this Aaron Smith a new, art print, 13x19 free art print. Congratulations. And if you guys missed out on this Instagram giveaway, there I am doing another giveaway for let's see, for let me see, how do I do this? I'm getting another giveaway for Instagram, which I just reached 5,000 followers, so yeah, so thank you for that. I'm going to be running that giveaway pretty soon, and just stay tuned for that. Okay, so Raven is, I think she's, I don't know, when I see Tea Titan, her face is completely black, but then on other shows, she, maybe, let me see if I can try doing that. Putting her face. Okay, we're gonna give that head there. She's also wearing. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll do it this. We'll treat her this way, and then she also has like a little medallion here, and then I'm trying to figure out an interesting pose for her because I think it's looking a bit weird because I forgot what her powers are actually. I don't know. Let's change her to be. Because she also has like black type of magic type of powers. If I'm correct. I never watched Teen Titans, so I'm a little bit sketchy. No pun intended. On her powers, so I just need to kind of make it up as I go. There's a lot of superheroes out there, and a lot of them that I don't know these days. Especially now, I think there's even more so that Marvel and Disney have made, or Marvel and DC have made. So I'm gonna just do that. Just give her some kind of. And then she also has. Oh yeah, circle, like a circle belt. There we go. Well, the thing is, the tricky thing here is the panda also doesn't. The panda's legs are black too, so we're just gonna give her some shoes like that, and make her legs black too. Pretty much an all black, very dark character like Black Panther. So that's two very. Or no, let's unshade those shoes because I think the blue, we're treating the blue here as a light tone. So let's do that, and then do my little cheat on the glove or on the cape. So. And that would be Raven. That's So Raven. That's also a very old show that I'm sort of dating myself with. But I've watched a lot of old shows growing up, so All right, so that is that's going to be our show. We thank you for tuning in to Scribble Time with Panda. Really appreciate you guys just hanging out. And not sure if we're going to do a theme for tomorrow, but I'll think of something. I'm toying with the idea of trying to do a more instructional one tomorrow. So like how to draw trucks or circles and that sort of thing. And I'll include the pandas with them too. So thanks again for hanging out. You can find all these scribbles on punchingpandas.com/scribbletime. And I didn't get a chance to upload the yesterday's set, but I'll do that later today along with these superheroes. So really appreciate you guys just hanging out, and feel free to share it with other your friends if you guys have other friends who might be excited about it. Also, in the comments below, feel free to also suggest additional topics. What would you guys like to see next time? What other themes would you guys like to have me draw, or maybe other ideas that you guys might have that you would like to see on this channel. So anyways, you guys have a great rest of the day and enjoy it, and see you tomorrow at the next Scribble Time. See you later.